But my kids and my family, we learned so much more from these experiences than a textbook could ever teach us. We were nervous at first because this was new to us, and I was blown away by the hospitality. I don't know how, I call it her magic bag, but she would pull out presents all year long for anybody new that she met. Honestly, these kids are the hidden gems of the exchange world.
Kita sering membayangkan bahwa perbedaan adalah sesuatu yang harus dijaga jaraknya. Namun, bagaimana jika justru dari perbedaan itulah kita menemukan kedekatan yang paling dalam? Inilah kisah nyata Rachelle Durrant, seorang pendidik di Distrik Sekolah Uintah yang juga menjadi tuan rumah bagi para peserta program pertukaran pelajar dan budaya, sebuah program beasiswa Amerika Serikat untuk siswa sekolah menengah dari Eropa dan Eurasia. Rachelle membagikan pengalamannya saat dua pelajar Muslim dari negara yang berbeda tinggal bersamanya. Sebuah pengalaman yang memberinya pelajaran berharga tentang persahabatan lintas iman, budaya, dan keyakinan.
I'm super excited to share with you my experience of hosting two Muslim girls this year, one being a Flex Scholarship winner from a STAN country. So what are the STAN countries? Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Pakistan. Let's clear this up. STAN doesn't mean scary. It literally means land in Persian, so Kazakhstan means land of the Kazakhs. When we picked Isa, we knew she was a Muslim, it was on her profile, and we knew that we would probably need to do some learning about it. Then when we decided we wanted to host two, we started looking specifically at the Central Asian countries with the Flex Scholarship winners, because we wanted to pick somebody that was another Muslim, so they had that in common, especially coming from two different parts of the world. We were nervous at first because this was new to us. We had mostly stuck to the Western European countries before, because that was familiar and easy. But now we wanted to try something new and different.
Menjadi tuan rumah bagi pelajar dari negara, budaya, dan agama yang berbeda tentu bukan keputusan yang ringan. Rachelle pun mengakui bahwa dirinya sempat dirundung rasa khawatir. Namun, keberaniannya untuk mengenal, bukan menghakimi, justru menjadi awal dari pengalaman luar biasa yang mengubah pandangannya tentang Muslim.
I think the thing that surprised me the most about hosting these two girls is how easy it was. The faith thing really was never an issue. We had told them before they came that we were a Christian faith-based family and that we had no expectations of them joining us. And they were really respectful of us and we were really respectful of them. Over the year, we had a lot of interesting discussions about faith with no judgment, no condemnation, no trying to convert, just sharing our beliefs and the differences. One of my absolute favorite parts of the year was wrestling season. Isa would get nervous before her wrestling matches, and so she and Aziza started to pray together. And obviously these were Islamic prayers. But what I noticed over time is we started joining, and so did other people around. Anyone that happened to be close when Isa or Aziza would say it's time to pray would automatically join in. And it was incredibly beautiful and touching to me that they both had so much support. And what I noticed is we may not fold our arms in the same way. We may not call God by the same name. I may not understand the words that they're saying, and I might have to open my eyes to know when the prayer ends. But it was beautiful praying together and watching people of different faiths and backgrounds join together in this one thing.
Pertemuan Rachelle dengan kedua pelajar Muslim ini menjadi pintu masuk untuk saling mengenal lebih dalam, baik dari sisi budaya maupun agama. Salah satu momen paling membekas baginya adalah ketika ia dan keluarganya pertama kali mengunjungi masjid. Alih-alih merasa asing, sambutan hangat dan keramahan umat Muslim membuatnya terkesan. Tak ada sekat, tak ada penghakiman, hanya sambutan yang tulus, yang tak pernah ia rasakan di tempat lain sebelumnya.
They came to church with us one time as a cultural experience, and we went to mosque with them. We don't live near a mosque. We're about 3 hours away from the nearest big city. And so they both had big events coming up in the city. Aziza had a test she was taking there. Isa had some wrestling matches. So they asked if we could go by a mosque and pray there. And I was blown away by the hospitality. We arrived around 8 or 8:30 one night when prayers were ending. There was only men left, but they sat us down. They gave me and my husband Qurans in English. They gave us a bunch of pamphlets to read about the faith, and I've read them all because I love that kind of stuff. They made sure we had food and water, and then they sat around and they answered my girls' questions about prayer and faith and prayed for them and with them. And that was just incredible to watch. Another time we were going to be out in the city during Ramadan, which is their time of fasting. I'll talk about that in a moment. And the girls asked if we could go to mosque again and break fast at the mosque. And we said, of course. And so we went and we were welcomed again. The people remembered us from when we were there the last time. They invited us in, they sat us down again, they fed us delicious food, amazing food. And there were all these different people from different cultures with different languages, different countries, all joined together. And I just felt so welcome, and it was so hospitable. And I think my husband and I are both kind of blown away by how friendly and welcoming it was. I know some host families might worry about Ramadan, but honestly, the girls take care of it, and it was super easy. They figured out when the sun came up and when the sun set, and they made sure they got up and ate before the sun came up. And then we just moved dinner to a little bit later so that they could eat later in the evening. And we made a lot of jokes about how many dinners they ate between the time that they broke the fast and between they went to bed. Just a little funny inside joke.
Pengalaman ini, menurut Rachelle, adalah pelajaran hidup yang nilainya melampaui apapun yang pernah ia alami sebelumnya. Terlebih lagi, wawasan, kecerdasan, dan kehangatan dari para pelajar Muslim tersebut membuatnya tak henti-hentinya merasa kagum.
But my kids and my family, we learned so much more from these experiences than a textbook could ever teach us. In addition to learning so much about their faith, we obviously learned a lot about Kazakhstan. Aziza is an incredible ambassador for her country. I have never met an exchange student who, came with more presents than she did. I don't know how, I call it her magic bag, but she would pull out presents all year long for anybody new that she met. And she was so eager to teach everyone about Kazakhstan, and she taught us so much. I learned about what a beautiful country it is, its rich heritage and culture, and it just makes me want to go visit it now that I've had her here and I've learned so much about it. Yes, there were definitely some nerves in the beginning, but it was a really smooth year and a great experience for us. Being Muslim or from a stand country was just part of who they are. So if you've ever thought about hosting an exchange student, or you have hosted, look at the kids from the stand countries. They really are amazing and they are standouts.
Menanggapi kekhawatiran yang mungkin juga dirasakan oleh keluarga angkat lainnya, Rachelle menyampaikan sebuah pesan penting. Jangan takut untuk menerima pelajar Muslim. Karena justru dari merekalah, Rachelle bisa belajar banyak hal dan memahami dunia dari sudut pandang yang belum pernah ia lihat sebelumnya.
These countries are rich with history, incredible art, warm hospitality, and yes, amazing students who want to come here and share their culture. Students from these countries, they're polite, often multilingual, genuinely want to experience American everyday life, not just be tourists here. They aren't just safe students, they're standouts. Each of these countries has its own unique culture, but here's what their students have in common: strong English skills, academic excellence, a deep desire to share their world with you. Honestly, these kids are the hidden gems of the exchange world. And being Muslim, it's really not that scary. It's just one piece of who they are. They come from loving families, they work hard in school, and they're excited to experience American life. Their faith may look different than what you're used to, but that doesn't mean difficult. In fact, hosting a Muslim student often opens up beautiful conversations, moments of mutual respect, and a deeper understanding of the world. And the few dietary differences, they're honestly pretty easy to work around. It's just about being open-minded, curious, and willing to learn from each other. These students don't want to change you, they just want to be part of your family. These kids are kind, curious, funny, excited to experience American life, just like the students from France, Germany, or Italy.